The measure of love is to love without measure. Saint Augustine. What if I told you that true love cannot be measured? Think about it. We live in a world where everything is calculated. Time, money, effort. But what about love? How do you measure something that has no limits? Saint Augustine once said, "The measure of love is to love without measure." What if that's the secret to a fulfilling life? When we truly love, we don't set conditions. Real love doesn't expect anything in return, doesn't calculate, doesn't impose barriers. It simply overflows, transforms, and heals. Now, imagine how this phrase changed someone's life. Someone who learned, in the most painful way possible, that true love only exists when you give yourself without reservations. A moving and surprising story that will touch your heart. Want to know how? Then stay with me. The love that defied the impossible. What if everything you believed about love was wrong? Imagine facing a choice that would change your life forever. Loving without guarantees, without security, without expecting anything in return. Sounds crazy, doesn't it? But what if I told you that this is the only form of true love? A real story, full of emotion and sacrifice, is about to impact you. Would you have the courage to love like this? Clara was a young doctor passionate about life. Her heart overflowed with hope until an unexpected event put her love to the test. A tragic accident left her fiancé, Gabriel, between life and death. The doctor said that if he survived, he would never be the same again. Friends and family advised Clara to move on. But true love is not measured by what is easy, and she decided to stay. But at what cost? The hospital became her new home. Clara gave up everything to care for Gabriel, who, upon waking up, did not remember her. He was lost, fragile, unable to recognize his own reflection in the mirror. Days turned into endless nights of tears and hope. Friends drifted away, the pressure mounted. How far would you go for someone who doesn't even know who you are? They asked. But Clara believed that love doesn't need logic, only courage. Time passed, and Gabriel began to rebuild himself. Every small progress was a victory, but also a reminder that he was no longer the man Clara had once loved. One day, as he watched her from a distance, he wondered, who is this woman who never gives up on me? Clara's heart ached. Would he ever love her again? Or was she just fooling herself with a love that no longer existed? One day, Gabriel held Clara's hand and asked, "Why are you still here?" His words sounded cold, as if he were asking her to let go. But Clara looked deep into his eyes and replied, "Because love is not measured by what we receive, but by what we choose to give." It was the first time Gabriel felt something different. He couldn't explain it, but something inside him was beginning to awaken. The defining moment came when Gabriel, during a therapy session, held a notebook with photos from the past. He saw images of a happy couple, of a woman smiling beside him. Something inside him screamed, a fleeting memory, a feeling of belonging. "I loved you once, didn't I?" Clara simply smiled with teary eyes. "And I never stopped loving you," she answered. Time brought transformation. Gabriel began to reconnect with himself and with Clara. Small gestures, exchanged glances, conversations that seemed to restart a story that had once been lost. Love was no longer based on past memories but on the presence of the present. They were choosing each other again, in a new, unpredictable, yet equally true way. The most awaited day arrived. Gabriel took Clara to the same place where he had once proposed to her. "I may not remember our past, but I know what I feel now. What if I ask you to start over with me?" Clara, with tears in her eyes, replied, "The measure of love is to love without measure. And I never measured my love for you." Clara and Gabriel's story was not about instant miracles but about the strength of a love that endured the greatest trials. Love was not based on memories but on presence, commitment, and surrender. Gabriel did not return to being the man he once was, but he became someone capable of loving Clara in a new way. And that was enough. Now I ask you, how far would you go for love? In a world where everything is disposable, where we seek instant rewards, are we truly ready to love without measure? If this story touched you, share it with someone who needs to believe that true love still exists. And subscribe to the channel for more stories that will move your heart.
Discover 20 inspiring quotes, explained in a simple and exciting way to bring more purpose and happiness to your day. Click the link and get your ebook now. A life full of love and inspiration awaits you. Thank you for choosing to transform your journey.